making a tabbed page. The screenshot you see here is from a long content page. It has 4 sections. I actually cribbed just the top paragraph of each section from a long article. And I might want to put the entire article on a web page, on a Canvas page. But if I use that, then my students are going to have to do a lot of scrolling to read all the information there. And I'm worried that they're not going to go through all of the links. Go through the entire page if they have to keep scrolling down. And maybe there's something really interesting at the end that I want them to read, like it's part of the conclusion or whatever. So one of the things we can do is, this is, again, taking advantage of the styles that already exist in Canvas, is to create a tabs page. And a tab page, those navigation links are there. Those, you can see the top 4 here: introduction, engaging with community, King in the beloved community, and Black Power in the beloved community. These, I'm taking advantage of the Canvas styles. Again, from a screen reader's perspective, they're going to hear these headings. You see their introduction, that's a heading 2. They're going to hear the headings. And this way of interfacing from the perspective of those of us privileged with sight, this actually is a little bit closer to what screen readers software users get to do. Because this is a page using headings, when they're using screen reader software, they have the option, just tell me what the headings are. And then it'll say out loud the headings on this page, and then they can jump straight to that heading. We have that right here, right? Instead of having to scroll through this long page and look for the headings and catch my eye so that I can read it, I can say, you know what, I'm going to go straight to read about Black Power in the beloved community, for example. And again, we use this it's called a tabs page, and we use the style is basically that Canvas has. Okay, so let's go ahead and show off how to do this. This is the last of the tips that I'm going to show. So this is the one that requires the most deliberate and focused attention, because this is really easy to screw up. So I'm going to warn you before we jump in, and hopefully, as we've kind of been building up through this workshop, you're going to not be surprised by some of the things that you see when we get to the more complicated code. So let's do one more share of Safari. All right. Hit save there, come back into tab page. So here's that example, right? Here's the introduction. And again, we're going to pretend that those are really long, but I wanted to make this easier to work with during this workshop. Introduction, engaging with community, King in the beloved community, and finally, Black Power in the beloved community. At the bottom of the page, I have the citation where I copied this from, this article. And then one thing that you'll see is that I have there's a footer on a tabs page, and I want the article information right as part of the footer at the bottom. Okay, so 2 ways to do this. One is I can copy and paste some code, and then it's going to be using multiple divs. We know what div tags are, right? I need to move this text inside those divs. That's kind of me describing the complicated part. But instead of going into the code and copying it, I have a sample page that's already set up. And so to access the sample page, what I can do is I can go into the Canvas Commons. Remember, I'm in Sandbox Fall 21. I ran into this problem earlier. Okay, so I go into Canvas Commons. If you haven't used Canvas Commons before, this is a place where anyone who uses Canvas anywhere in the world can create and share anything with anyone who uses Canvas anywhere in the world. And they can share from something as a simple content page or a single content page, which is what I'm about to add to my course. It can be a quiz, it can be assignments, discussion, announcement. It can be an entire course. So if you've gone through the foundations training in Los Rios, Foundations for Online Teaching, the first assignment in that class is actually to go into the Canvas Commons and import an entire course, the online course template, and we have one for each college in the district. I'm not doing that right now. I'm going to import this simple sample tabbed page. Sample, well, heck, why don't I just do a search for that? And if you do sample page tabs, one of the results here is this sample page with tabs that I've shared with the Commons. There you can see there are others here. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to click on the import button. And I said this before when I did my humanizing workshop, I think earlier today, or maybe, yeah, that was earlier today. I said, don't click the all button, because if I click all, it's going to import this thing and it could be an entire course into every single course I'm teaching on this Canvas. No, don't click all. Instead, I'm just going to search for my sandbox course, right? This list here, let me go back and show you the list. This is a list of every course that I am an instructor in on this server that I'm currently logged into, right? I'm logged into Los Rios. I clicked on Commons, I did a search. So that's why I'm going to only do a single course. I'm going to click that course, select import. It has started. Well, let's go back into the course. Oops. Let's go back into the course. Okay. So now inside this Canvas course that I'm playing with, if I go to pages, I'm already there. If I go to view all pages, somewhere in here should be sample page with tabs. There it is, right? Sample page with tabs. If I click on that page to view it, there it is. Tab 1, tab 2, tab 3. So this has the code built into it. And so what I'm going to do is copy this code, paste it into the other page, and then you're going to see me kind of work through how to solve this, okay? And I think in this page, do I have the other problem that I have? Let me go back. 1, 2, oh, perfect. This even has 4 sections, right? Intro, and then you see the other 3 sections. But my sample page only has 3. So I have a problem already that I need to solve, and I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to edit this page here, go into code view. I'm going to copy all this code. And before I switch, I'm going to talk through it, right? So here is the header. Header text appears at the top of each tab. And at the bottom is the footer, right? Footer text appears at the bottom of each tab. In between the header and the footer are the divs. These are indented so you can kind of see the organizational structure a little bit. But what's really important that I mentioned, what makes this work, is that the content of the div, right? The content of each section is within a div. That div has the attribute ID equals, and there's a unique name there, tabs 1, tabs 2, tabs 3. Within the top level, there's a list, an unnumbered list. So this is a bulleted list. That's what UL means. Each of the list items are a hyperlink reference. That's what href is, to hashtag tabs 1, tabs 2, tabs 3. So it's really important, and this is where I've made a mistake, and this is an easy mistake to make. It's really important that this list up here, tabs 1, tabs 2, tabs 3, except for the hashtag, because that's part of the link structure, that those characters match exactly what's down here. If I get those wrong, then it's going to look funky when my students watch it, okay? So here we go, make a tab page, let's do it. Edit. I'm going to switch into full screen mode. Let's see if I do this. Can I do this from here? Can you all see the full screen? Is that working for you? Yeah, and it's got all the code? Okay. On my end, it looks a little bit different. So I'm going to put this code at the top. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a 4th section, a 4th link, because I have 4 sections in my page, right? And so I'm going to copy the list item and then put it right there. But remember, I have to change it. So I'm going to call it tabs 4, tabs minus 4. And then I'm going to do the same thing down here with this entire div. So I've got the opening div and the closing div. I'm going to copy, paste, that's right. And again, it's really important that the div ID match the link at the top. So a question I have at this point is, Greg, does it have to be tabs 1, tab? No, I can call it intro if I want, in which case I need to change it down here. Tabs 1, I'm going to change that to intro. Tabs 2 is engaging with the community. So I'm going to just I'll call that word engage. Okay. Tab 3, I know, is the section about Martin Luther King Jr., so I'll call that King. And then tab 4, I know, is about Black Power, so I'm going to call that Power. It doesn't matter what the tags are. It doesn't matter what the text is as long as it matches. So the logic is this div has the attribute ID, that's the identifier, and this link, the hashtag means it's internal to the page, goes to that section. Okay. So now what I need to do is replace the contents, right? Tab 1, tab 2, tab 3, it says tab 3, that's okay, because it's going to be not tab 1, it's going to be introduction. And I need to place that in 2 places, right? Introduction right there and also down here. Okay, tab 2 is not introduction, but it is engaging with community. As I am talking and typing and I'm trying to be careful, I hope that you appreciate how important it is that I am doing this precisely, because code is not forgiving if you get the grammar incorrect. King and the beloved community, that's going to be tab 3. And then tab 4 is going to be Black Power and the beloved community. Okay. Now all I need to do is replace the content that's in between here. So this throwaway content of the placeholder says tab content paragraph 1, paragraph 2. Great. Let me give myself some white space to play with. I'm going to take this paragraph. I'm going to cut and I'm going to paste up there. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing down here. Engaging with community. Notice that I'm not cutting and pasting the H2 that was already on the page because I've retyped that. I could have cut and pasted that if I wanted to. In fact, I'll do that for this third one here. King and the beloved community, right? I'm going to copy this time the header and all of that text. Paste, and then finally Black Power. Okay, I'm remembering that final paragraph at the bottom of the page there is the citation. So I'm going to leave that in the footer. And I just copied paragraph Black Power in the beloved community. I'm going to paste. Okay. And then down here where it says footer text that appears at the bottom, that's fine. Just get rid of that. And I'm going to make one mistake here. And the mistake I'm making is I'm not deleting these bottom 2 header 2s, right? Introduction and engaging with community. I'm leaving those in the footer. So you'll see the mistake I'm about to make. Okay. Now I need to escape from full screen. I think I hit escape. Okay. And now I'm going to hit save and let's see if it works. Oh, I screwed up. Engaging with community is, I put it in the wrong place. Look at that. Oh, I thought I was so careful. Oops, 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 oops. Let's go back. Oh, what did I do? Okay, good. So, well, at least like this part that I intentionally screwed up, I see that that's down there. So engaging with community, right? If I click on that, I can see that, oh, I accidentally tried to make a page there. So I did screw up. All right. Ooh, make a tab page. All right, let's edit. Let's go full screen again, just so I can see what I got here. All right, so what mistake did I make up here? Aha. See where it says ahref equals engage? I do not have a hashtag in there, which is why it's trying to create a brand new page. It's saying, hey, there's a link here that goes to the word engage. Canvas is smart enough that if you put a link in and the page doesn't exist, it's going to ask you, like it did me, hey, do you want to create a page right here? So that should fix that. I'm going to get rid of these bottom 2 H2s, right? Because I already made that mistake. So let's see if that took care of it. Because maybe that's all I needed to do. Yes, that's it. So as I click on these headers here, right? What does the screen reader hear? Well, basically, if you go into edit mode, oh, look, I did not get rid of this word up here. Header text appears at the top. Okay, something else for me to fix. If you're in edit mode, so not in code view, but in just straight up edit mode, this is what a screen reader hears. And you can see that the style is not applied. It's just like the icons, right? The style that I'm calling forward isn't applied in this view. It's only applied when it's saved.